What's up, sneaker fans? Thanks for tuning in to a More Than Hype review. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at these right here, the Satin Bred ones. When it comes to classic Jordans, it doesn't get much more classic than this color blocking here, the black and red or the Bred Jordan ones. Absolutely iconic, and we're getting it this month in this satin material. So these are releasing on October 18th in the US on Sneakers app. Retail price of these is going to be $180. Man, it's been a while since we've seen these here. Let's go back in time a little bit to 2016 where we first saw this colorway. It was a limited release, a pop-up in New York for 501 numbered pairs of these. And as you could imagine, in 2016, people were going absolutely bonkers for Jordan 1s. That was the same year we got the actual full leather Jordan 1s. Still to this day, those numbered pairs are going for upwards of $2,000 to $3,000, which is insane. These are going to get a much more general release, meaning a lot more pairs, so I doubt that resale is going to be that high. And that's good news for anyone that's been eyeing these since 2016. The only sort of disappointing part of this release is that it is going to be a women's only release. So the size range is from a woman's 5 to a woman's 12, which is a men's 3.5 to a men's 10.5, that size conversion being 1.5 sizes. Really a confusing decision by Nike, but it's not the first time they've done this with a really nice colorway. But I think I've talked enough. Let's take a closer look at these, starting with the packaging. Now when it comes to the packaging, these come in a new updated box, black and red reversed versus the black and red where the swoosh or the Nike logo is red and the background is black. Taking a look at the size label there, and as you can see, it is officially a woman's release. The size conversion for men's is 1.5 sizes up, so I wear 8.5 in men's. That size conversion would be a 10 in women's. But honestly, the fact that these are labeled as a woman's only release shouldn't bother you at all. I would be surprised if Nike actually used a different last, that is the sort of mold, to put these together. And when we take a closer look at these, you'll see actually on the bottom of the sock liner, it actually shows men's 8.5 and women's 10. So I think that's enough confirmation for me that just do that size conversion of 1.5 sizes up, and these should fit just like any other Jordan 1 release. Other than that, these do come strangely with a tote bag. Very small, but still, it is a little extra something. I think this is the first time I've seen a Jordan 1 come with a tote bag like this. Anyway, now let's take a closer look at these, starting with the upper. Alright, so now we got these out the box. Let's take a closer look, starting with the upper. And as far as the materials go, you are satin inside and out. With the classic Bred color blocking, these look really slick. But in 2023, I think we're all very familiar with the Jordan 1, so I'll just touch on the pieces that kind of stick out to me, starting with the swoosh here. Now, this is the quote-unquote V2 version of the Jordan 1. One of the updates that came with that V2 was a bigger swoosh, and for some reason, I'm not sure if it's the material or maybe just this like outer border embroidery going around it, but this swoosh looks really big. It's taken up almost the whole quarter panel here, and it is incredibly noticeable to me. Not that it looks good or bad, it's just there. And it's the first thing that really caught my eye was just the proportions here on the swoosh itself. Next, we have our Wings logo in a very nice embroidery here. So our regular Air Jordan logo that's usually sort of glossed on there or embossed onto a leather. But since this is a fabric material, we have a very nice embroidery, which I really like the look of. Next is the eyelets. So just like that 2016 version, these also have metal eyelets, which is a really nice touch on these. Black on the outside, but we can see that they are metal on the inside of these. Now moving on to the toe box, we also do get an updated shape of our toe box here with the V2, and especially with the material itself. Leather does not come out looking like this. This is a much sleeker toe box than I am used to seeing on Jordan 1s, and I think it looks really nice. Moving on to the medial side, same deal as your Bred colorway in a satin material. On our tongue, we have our usual Nike label, Nike Air label up top. Inner foam of these is a matching dark color. On the inside, like I said, inside and out, a satin material, very soft. Nice bit of padding in there. This is one of the differences between the 2016, other than the sort of stitched in embroidered number that you would have gotten on these, is the sock liner itself. So we have a red sock liner here from pictures. Those 2016 models had a leather sort of quilted stitching design on them, very reminiscent to the Don C Jordan 2s that were coming out right around that 2016 year. I'm not sure if that was the exact year, but I think it was. And this is what I was mentioning in my intro. Nice polyurethane sock liner here, and we can see it is printed with the men's 8.5, women's size 10. So don't worry, it's the same exact shoe. It's just labeled as a woman's shoe, but Nike's not going to use a different last for these versus a men's release. These do come stock with flat black laces. We get a nice metal aglet on these as well with a Jumpman on them, but they also do come with an extra set of red laces. We have this in this recycled Move to Zero cardboard piece. Nice addition on those. That about does it for the upper. Now moving on to our midsole outsole. This is also a little bit updated with the V2. The tooling just to me seems a little bit lower profile, a little bit thinner. But we have our traditional sort of texture on that white piece here on the midsole, matching color stitching going all around the shoe. And then of course we have our outsole here, some of the best traction ever made. And the color looks just very slightly lighter than the originals, and that has to do with the official color of these. These are university red versus the varsity red that the OGs came in. But on feet, obviously, you're not going to be looking at the bottom of your soles, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, that's about it for these. And there you have it. That is my review of the Satin Bred 1. I'm really happy that we finally got a re-release of these, a wider release of these. Back in 2016, the numbered pairs of these retailed for $175. These are going for $180. You get the tote bag, extra set of laces, and the quality of these is pretty good too. So overall, I would say this is a pretty good value, which is surprising to say for Jordans. Far as sizing goes, again, the size conversion is 1.5 sizes up, as long as you fit into the range here. So 10.5 in men's or down, you should be good with the sizing and the fit. And that's about it for these. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe to the channel for more sneaker content, and I'll catch you on the next video.